The Last Voicemail. Part 1. The First Warning. The first voicemail arrived at 2:17 a.m. Ethan Miller didn't hear it. His phone sat face down on the kitchen counter while he slept in his small apartment on the third floor of an aging brick building. The next morning, while making coffee, he noticed the notification. One new voicemail. Unknown number. He frowned. Nobody left voicemails anymore. Curious, he pressed play. For a few seconds, there was only static. Then a voice spoke. "Don't go to work tomorrow." The message ended. 7 seconds.
No explanation.
No name. No threat. Just a warning. Ethan laughed. Okay. He assumed it was a prank. Someone had the wrong number. Or maybe one of his friends was messing with him. He deleted the message and went on with his day. The next morning, he woke up late. His alarm had somehow been turned off. Panicking, he grabbed his phone and checked the time. 9:38 a.m. He should have been at work nearly 2 hours ago. Before he could leave, his manager called. "Stay home." What? There was an accident. A delivery truck had crashed into the side of Ethan's office building. Several people were injured. One person was killed. The crash happened at exactly 8:07 a.m. The exact time Ethan usually sat at his desk. His stomach dropped. That night another voicemail arrived. 2:17 a.m. Unknown number. This time the message said, "You need to stop looking out your bedroom window." The voicemail ended. Ethan immediately walked to the window. Across the street, standing beneath a streetlight, was a person. Motionless. Watching his apartment. The moment Ethan noticed them, the figure walked away. His heart pounded. Something was very wrong. Part 2. The Man in the Hallway. The voicemails continued. Every night. Always 2:17 a.m. Always from an unknown number. And somehow they always contained information nobody should know. One message warned him not to take the elevator. Later that day the elevator became trapped between floors. Another warned him to leave work early. A pipe burst 30 minutes later. Every warning was correct. Every single one. Then one night the voicemail was different. "Ethan, check your security camera." He froze. A week earlier he'd installed cameras around his apartment, mostly to calm himself down. Now he opened the app. His blood turned cold. A hooded figure stood outside his apartment door. Not moving. Not knocking.
Just standing there.
Watching. The figure remained for 11 minutes. Then slowly pointed directly at the camera. The feed cut to black. Ethan called the police immediately. By the time officers arrived, the person was gone.
No footprints.
No evidence. Nothing. The next morning Ethan reviewed older footage. What he found terrified him. The same hooded figure had appeared before. Not once. Not twice. 23 times. Always at 2:17 a.m. Always standing outside his door. Always leaving before sunrise. The stalker had been watching him for months. And Ethan had never known. That night another voicemail arrived. "He knows you're looking now." Part 3. The Photographs. Ethan stopped sleeping. Every sound made him jump. Every stranger felt suspicious. Then things got worse. A photograph appeared in his mailbox. The picture showed Ethan entering his apartment building. Written on the back were 4 words. "You never look up." More photos followed. At work. At a gas station. Buying groceries. Walking home. Someone had documented nearly every part of his life. The police opened an investigation, but they couldn't identify the stalker. Then Ethan received another voicemail. This one contained an address.
No explanation.
Just an address. The location led to an abandoned house outside town. Against his better judgment, Ethan went. Inside, he found hundreds of photographs. Pictures covered the walls. Thousands of them. Some were recent. Others dated back years. Long before he moved into his current apartment. Long before the voicemail started. Then he found something even stranger. Several photographs included another person. A young man. Someone who looked familiar. Someone Ethan hadn't seen in years. His younger brother Ryan. The brother who supposedly died 15 years ago. Part 4. The Truth About Ryan. That night, another voicemail arrived. 2:17 a.m. Unknown number. Ethan pressed play. Static crackled through the speaker. Then a familiar voice spoke. Ryan. His heart stopped. It was his brother. The brother who had supposedly drowned 15 years ago. If you're hearing this, you found the house. Ryan sounded older, tired. I never died. Ethan sat frozen. Ryan explained that after the boating accident, he discovered someone had been watching their family. When everyone believed he was dead, he used it to disappear and investigate. For years, he tracked a man named Victor Kane, the same name Ethan found throughout the journals. I thought Victor was acting alone, Ryan continued. I was wrong. The line crackled. There are others. The voicemail ended.
No explanation.
No names.
Nothing.
The next morning, Ethan searched the remaining journals. Near the back of one notebook, he found a photograph. It showed Ryan standing beside a black SUV. On the back were 4 words. They found me first. Before Ethan could think, his phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. Attached was a photograph. A recent photograph. It showed Ethan sitting at his kitchen table only minutes earlier. Someone had taken it through his apartment window. Below the image was a single message. Stop looking for Ryan. Ethan rushed to the window. The street outside was empty. But as he stepped back, another text arrived. This one contained only a location pin. And beneath it were 3 words. He's waiting there. Part 5. The meeting. Ethan didn't go straight to the location. He sat in his car for nearly 20 minutes staring at the GPS pin. A dead-end road outside town. No houses.
No lights.
Just woods. The message still sat on his phone. He's waiting there. Finally, he started the engine. By the time he arrived, the road was already swallowed by darkness. His headlights cut through fog and empty trees. At the end of the road stood an old maintenance shed. Door slightly open. Ethan stepped out. Every sound felt too loud. Gravel under his shoes. Whined through the trees. He approached slowly. Inside, a single bulb flickered. Then he saw him. A man sitting in a chair. Head down. Hands tied. Ethan froze. Ryan. The man lifted his head. It was him. Older. Tired.
Real.
I told you not to come alone, Ryan said. Ethan rushed forward. What is this? Where have you been? Ryan looked past him. Not safe. You're being watched right now. Ethan turned. Nothing. But Ryan's expression didn't change. They don't leave footprints. They don't rush. A sound came from outside. A car door closing. Ethan's breath caught. Ryan stood up quickly. Listen to me. Victor was never the main problem. Ethan shook his head. Then who is? Ryan hesitated. Then said the name Ethan had never heard before. The listener group. A light outside the shed flickered on. Then another. Multiple vehicles. Surrounding them. Ryan grabbed Ethan's arm. I stayed alive to keep you away from this. Ethan's phone buzzed. Unknown number. A new voicemail already playing itself. A voice, different from Ryan, deeper, calm. He found you again. The shed lights went out. Footsteps approached from every side. Ryan whispered, Now you run. The door slammed open. And everything went dark. Part 6. The last voicemail. The darkness didn't last long. A flashlight beam cut through the shed as Ethan and Ryan bolted out the back door. Voices followed. Not shouting. Controlled.
Come.
Like they already knew where Ethan would go. They ran into the woods. Branches snapped under their feet. Cold air burned Ethan's lungs. Behind them, footsteps stayed steady. Never rushing, never falling behind. Ryan grabbed Ethan's arm. This way. They reached an old service tunnel buried in the hillside. Ryan pulled open a rusted grate and pushed Ethan inside first. The tunnel smelled like damp metal and dirt. Above them, footsteps stopped. Silence. Ethan whispered, Who are they? Ryan shook his head. They're not trying to catch us. They're guiding us. Ethan froze. Guiding us where? Ryan didn't answer. His phone buzzed. Ethan's. Unknown number. A voicemail already playing. The same voice as before, calm, close, almost inside his head. You always run to the same places. Ethan's blood went cold. Ryan grabbed the phone and crushed it under his boot. Too late. More lights appeared above the tunnel entrance. Then another voice, not from a phone this time, echoed down. Ethan Miller. Exit the tunnel. Ethan looked at Ryan. How are they talking like that? Ryan swallowed hard. Because they've been with you longer than I have. Ethan backed away. What does that mean? Ryan hesitated, then finally said it. It wasn't Victor watching you. It was us stopping him from getting to you first. Ethan shook his head. That doesn't make sense. Ryan stepped closer. Your whole life has been interference patterns. Every warning, every voicemail, every coincidence, you think it's stalking. He pointed upward. It's containment. The tunnel lights flickered on suddenly. Ethan's breath caught. Painted on the walls, fresh, dry markings he had never seen before, were words.
Dates. Times.
Every 2:17 a.m. call. Mapped like a schedule. Ethan whispered, What am I? A pause. Then the final answer. You are the reason the system exists. The lights shut off instantly. Silence. Then, one phone in the dark buzzed. Unknown number. A voicemail played automatically. Ethan's own voice. Don't go to work tomorrow. And in the darkness, someone replied. We never stopped listening.